Hey, what's going on, Z Nation? Zaid here on ZLN, and today, guys, the season is over. The season is over for the Los Angeles Lakers. Once again, they went out there in Game 3 in LA and did not get the win that they should have tonight against the Denver Nuggets. The Lakers humiliated themselves once again in game 3 in LA versus the Nuggets, 112 to 105. The season is over for the Los Angeles Lakers when it comes down to it. A busy day for ZLN, I had to say, guys. I mean, this is not only it's a Lakers game, but also there was a draft, and I made a video this morning about my predictions for my Denver Broncos selection with the 12 overall pick. And at the end of it, the Denver Broncos has selected Bo Nix, quarterback out of Oregon. And, with that being a side of things, we also needed to talk about the Lakers game and analysis and my thoughts about what we witnessed in tonight's game. And it's one of those type of moments where it was just not the best game for the Los Angeles Lakers once again. I mean, game 2 was the worst one ever for me as a Laker fan watching, Lakers basketball. Game 2 was honestly the maybe a second, maybe worst game performance by the Los Angeles Lakers when it came down to it. And this one did not make any sort of uh, didn't make it better when it came down to it. So um, I want to get into all your thoughts and opinions out there for you guys' reactions of the Lakers humiliating themselves against the Nuggets in LA. So once again, it's just a scenario where it's leading to the point that the season is over and we could potentially end up having another sweep scenario versus the reigning champs in the Denver Nuggets once again. So I want to get into all of my analysis and thoughts on what went wrong tonight. But before anything, like always, please be sure to like this live stream. Of course, follow me all across social media: Facebook, Instagram, X. I'm also on TikTok and Threads as well. So please be sure to follow me all over social media. The links will be in the description of this live stream. So you guys can check me out on social media. And then once again, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Without further ado, let's just get right into the stats of tonight's game. Obviously, why bother? When it came down to it, guys, it was just horrible all across the board. Um, Obviously, the Lakers played well in the first quarter, but the second quarter came around, the third and fourth, they just couldn't capitalize on the opportunity to beat the Nuggets in LA once again. And once again, guys, it's just a scenario where the Lakers just can't find the formula. They can't find the formula to beat the reigning champs. And after this loss tonight, it's 11 straight losses against the Denver Nuggets, which is a sad reality. So it's sad that the Lakers cannot find a way to beat the Nuggets, and obviously, for many reasons, there's a reason why for it. Because there is the defensive aspects of the Lakers core, and also size. The only big man that's on the team that can obviously play for us and dominate for us, and that is Anthony Davis, who once again had another 30-point game performance. He had some words for Darvin Ham a couple of days ago, and I'm going to say this right now, and I don't care what anybody else said. I think I speak for everyone. I say this: Anthony Davis was right to go on the attack on Darvin Ham. And I don't care if the Lakers organization were a bit PO'd or whatever they were feeling about Anthony Davis's response towards or comments towards Darvin Ham. Rightfully so, because we witnessed it tonight. It was a bad scenario, bad game performance by this Los Angeles Lakers team. Don't get me started with D'Lo. 0 points in the game. And that's going to cost him another opportunity for a big contract going into the offseason. And he's not going to get paid. I'm telling you right now, he's not going to get paid unless there's a team out there that just wants him to be an all-star caliber player in the regular season. Go ahead, because that's all you're going to get from him. Because if you reach the postseason, you're not going to end up winning games in the postseason. He's basically going to shut down for you when it comes down to it. And I guess that one game when he went off and scored for us in game 2, it was just a mirage, if you will. It was just not the reality. It was not the situation where I just felt that he was not going to be the guy for us, third option for us when it comes down to it. I mean, he was trash. He was trash out there tonight. And for those of you who noticed, I mean, there was a photo that was swirling around for almost a couple of weeks now about D'Angelo Russell. He, facing his back, and obviously he, pooped himself or shitted himself, whatever you want to call it, and it's rightfully so. This was the game tonight. He shitted himself when it came down to it, and during the huddle, I don't know if you noticed, he was sitting by himself, didn't want to be part of the huddle. So for a guy who put out a quote a couple of days, or maybe it was yesterday, really, that he wants to reassure Laker fans that don't give up on us. We will win again, type of thing. It was just talk, no action when it comes down to it. So D'Angelo Russell, 0 points, 0 of 6, 0 of 7 from the field, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. But just that alone shows you right there that he was a no-show when it came down to it. Just getting some comments coming in from Daniel. Welcome to the live stream. I just watched your live stream. You were going play by play of the Lakers game, and you're doing a great job. I actually really enjoyed your commentary, and it was. Keep up the good work, man. And for those of you who are watching, go subscribe to Daniel. He does a really good job of going play by play of every single Lakers game. So go check him out. I really appreciate it. I mean, he's doing a great job there. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. You're doing a great job over there. I really appreciate you and what you're doing over there. And thank you for being a huge part of my channel as well. So you're doing a great job. Keep up the good work. I knew we would get swept. Yeah, I mean, it's leading to that direction. I was being the optimist here. I was hoping that once we head back to LA, we're going to win some games. We're going to win home. Because, throughout my analysis of all the games we covered on this channel, Lakers play better at home than they do on away games. But for some reason, they just didn't do it tonight. And, just it's just so frustrating. We can get mad and get pissed about everything that's going on with the Lakers, but at the same time, there's more reaction, more feelings that we have to feel about this Lakers team, and there's a lot of emotions. There really is when it comes down to it, and it's frustrating. There's no words that we can say about our frustrations about this Lakers team, and it's just a lot of emotions. It really is. We're pissed. We're angry. We're frustrated. We're sad. There's no happiness. No happiness when it comes to feelings here. Um, so at the end of all this, just brace yourselves for Saturday's matchup in Game 4 in LA versus the reigning champs once again, and expect the Lakers to lose that game. on Saturday. They could shock us and I guess lose in game 5, but regardless of all this, the Lakers are going to get eliminated in the first round of the NBA playoffs by the reigning champs of the Denver Nuggets. So, and once again, it is the same scenario. I mean, this is not a surprise that the Lakers are losing to the Nuggets. I mean, they are the reigning champs for a reason. And, you know, rightfully so, they deserve what's coming to them. I mean, when it comes down to it, no defensive effort from this Lakers team, no, communications from the coaching to the players. And at the end of all this, it is a sad reality that we're in. This is a sad reality that the Lakers are going to end their season with another failed season, if you will, and we have to go into the offseason and try to rebuild this team to become competitors, competitive team in the Western Conference. That's the other thing. The Western Conference is going to still be a tough conference to get past when it comes to the standings. Okay. I mean, even the Houston Rockets, who are not in the playoffs, they weren't in the play-in, and they are in the come up when it comes down to it. So, Rob Pelinka, he needs to potentially do his homework and do it well, because if you want to be competitive in the Western Conference, you need to have a very, very good basketball team, especially when you're competing in the Western Conference with the reigning champs in the Denver Nuggets when it comes down to it. So, with that, it is a reality. We are going to get swept for sure once again by the Denver Nuggets on Saturday in LA in game 4. But you never know, things may change. Maybe the Lakers will steal, or maybe just get a win, not getting swept by the Nuggets. But in whole reality, we all feel it. If they somehow survive it, the Lakers basically got swept, when it came down to it. Game 1, game 2, and game 3 tonight. So if they go into Saturday, get a win, that would be great. But, in our whole hearts, the Lakers got swept. They got eliminated by the Denver Nuggets. And this is just another example of game 3 that it's the reality of the situation of what we're dealing with when it comes down to it. So, also from Daniel, we will lose game 4. Yeah, I mean, I know it, but that's still optimism in me. What if they do win? Doesn't make a difference because they head back to Denver in game 5, and they will potentially lose that game. So, you never know. You never know. So, uh, but, we will see. But it's leading to that direction. We need Vando Woods factor, but too little, too late. Yeah, I mean, I was surprised yesterday to hear that they were not going to play in Game 3, even though a couple of days ago I posted on the community tab and on social media that Vando was going to return along with Christian Wood in Game 3. But even with those guys coming back, I still believe the Lakers would have lost this game, in my opinion, because obviously you need to have, uh, you know, the players to get back into rhythm of the Lakers routine and how they play. So, it is, and that's a hard situation there when it comes down to it. But at the same time, you know, they would help for sure. But at the same time, there could be some struggles when it comes to their return, but especially so I don't want to say early of their return from injury, because I still think they're gonna, if they do come back, they're playing through injuries when it comes down to it. So, with that, it would have made not it would not make a huge difference when it comes to their return, but it would help for sure. So I agree with you with that, Daniel. Absolutely. Vanda, sorry, excuse me, D'Lo trash. Yeah, I mean, as I said before, he was horrendous. Trash. He was trash out there tonight when it came down to it, and 0 points, 0 points in the playoffs. Totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable when it comes to the efforts. When it comes down to it, it should have not happened. He should have scored. He should have went for layups, make mid range or something. You basically shut down for the Lakers tonight. And, it was just a sad reality. It was just sucks to see. That's why you're not going to get paid over the summer. Unless there's a team out there like the Orlando Magic who have money in the offseason, they will look at you and say, hey, come to our team. We would love to have you in the regular season, be the all-star caliber player that you are. But we all know that you are not a playoff point guard, or you're not going to step up in the playoffs. So just help us out in the regular season, but take a back seat when it comes to the playoffs. And I don't think the Orlando Magic has no problem with that. So I mean, or if any team who wants to pursue D'Angelo Russell in the offseason. But he's not going to get paid. He's not going to get paid by the Lakers for sure, and that's why they may find a better replacement for D'Lo via trade for a potential All Star caliber, uh, superstar caliber esque type of player in the offseason. Obviously, Trey Young comes to mind. Um, Donovan Mitchell. I'm hearing Kyrie Irving could potentially, but that's a long shot. Uh, Clay Thompson, you know, that's another guy as well. But with that, D'Lo, he's done. He's done in LA, and just by his reaction and his motions and what we saw from him there in the bench when everyone else was huddling for uh, finding some way to win the game, um, he was just not into it. You can just tell he was not into it. So, yeah, I mean, he was trash out there tonight. But once again, we had to really commend on the great job from Anthony Davis. He had to do so little for what he has around him. You know, he throughout this series was averaging 30 points. I mean, talk about the type of commitment and the energy, and the guy who deserves to get Defensive Player of the Year. I'm not sure why he was not named in the finalists for Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, the fact that he played through injuries, played healthy this season, 76 games, career high for him. And once again, continuing to dominate, play through injuries, and yet he still hasn't gotten the opportunity to be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, that's just crazy. That's just craziness when it comes down to it. But he managed to put up 33 points for us and went 14 of 23 from the field, 15 rebounds, and 1 steal out there tonight. He did struggle with foul trouble, but at the same time, his efforts he has to deal what he has. And, LeBron James as well. I mean, 26 points. Did not play his best out there, to be honest with you. But at the same time, showed some effort out there tonight for what he has around him as well. And then Austin Reeves, 22 points. Um, that 22 points, though, it's a bit of an outlier. I think he saw some struggles in this game when it came down to it. But other than that, the rest of the Lakers, they were a no-show. Spencer Dinwiddie had 8 points. I mean, sure, why not? But, just wasn't enough. And then Torian Prince, 7 points. And then Gabe Vincent had 4 points out there tonight. But the main reason of why they lost this game as well was the lack of shooting. Just looking at the numbers, Lakers shot 18% from the three. And let me put this out right now. The Nuggets, they had a bad shooting night in this game, and they still end up winning this game for their team. So in LA, so it's missed opportunity once again by the Lakers. If they would have had a much better shooting night, better scoring night, they would have won this game because of how bad the Nuggets were playing when it comes to their shooting efforts in the in this game in game 3 of this matchup tonight. So once again, missed opportunity by the Lakers to gain the advantage, score, shoot, and when it came down to it in the game, they should have made some key stoppage, for against the Nuggets to gain the upper hand. But they completely shut down in the second, third, and fourth quarter. Once again, it's the same scenario that they've been dealing with in this series. They dominate in the first half, first quarter situations, but when it comes down to like the third and fourth quarter, they completely collapse. But this time around in game 3, they collapsed in the beginning of the second quarter, and it just continued on after the fact. They just couldn't find the weights to shut down the Nuggets, and it's just been that way for the past 11 straight losses against the Denver Nuggets. So, it is a tough reality, a sad reality that we are dealing with right now. And that's why we're leading to this point that the Lakers season is over after tonight. You know, game 4 is on Saturday, and it could end there on Saturday. So it's a sad reality. It is a sad reality, and it is what it is. Now, obviously, I'll be making a video about the Lakers offseason plan, so please stay tuned for that video once it uploads. After the season is over for the Nuggets, or sorry, for the Lakers. So stay tuned for that. I really appreciate it, and we're going to go into depth for sure about the Lakers' needs in the offseason, what Rob Pelinka needs to do when it comes to rebuilding this team to become a competitive team in the Western Conference. As I mentioned in this intro or this live stream, in my intro, the Western Conference is going to get much tougher for the Lakers going into the offseason or next year. Sure, we have the teams already in place in the Western Conference, but there's also a team that didn't make the playoffs or the play-in for that matter, like the Houston Rockets, are in the come up. So, the Lakers, Rob Pelinka, they need to do their homework and make sure to build this team to become championship contending teams, or maybe just at least a playoff contender going into this offseason and going into next year. So, Rob Pelinka needs to do his homework for sure. And I'm really looking forward to what he needs to do to build this team and in that area as well. And also the coaching. The coach is not the guy that's going to get scapegoated again. Okay. He is going to be very looked at, for sure this offseason. And will he get fired? Sort of remains to be seen. But judging by the reports I've been hearing, he may come back, but all eyes will be on him for sure going into next season for sure. But the fact that we're leading to another sweep against the Denver Nuggets once again, his job for sure is going to be on the line, and it could be decision time for the Lakers when it comes to his job. Going into the off season, but we just have to wait and see about that. But it's so leading to that point, especially hearing the criticisms, and rightfully so, by numerous players, including Anthony Davis, tells you right there that his job is in jeopardy. When a player speaks out, I mean, perfect example, Giannis Antetokounmpo, all right, in Milwaukee, spoke to Stephen A. Smith during a press conference, and he basically said that that he doesn't like at the time Adrian Griffin. We're not playing to the best of our ability, type of thing. A couple months later, he's out of the job, and they got Doc Rivers. So right there, when it comes down to it, guys, I mean, it is a perfect example that Anthony Davis is putting out there that we're not finding our rhythm in the second half, and it's all because of the coaching. That could be the reason, maybe, that Darvin Ham will lose his job if it does lead up to that in the offseason. But my only question is, and I haven't been really looking at potential free agents when it comes to head coaching jobs, who will be the right fit, and if anything, I want experienced head coaches. When it comes down to the new head coach, if it does end up leading to the firing of Darvin Ham. So that's just me. That's my opinion when it comes down to it. I have nobody in the top of my head of who the Lakers should potentially replace. Obviously, Phil Handy comes to mind. But he's once again another scenario with Darvin Ham, first time head coach type scenario. Um, yeah, at this point, guys, I can't really think of one. Phil Jackson, he's not going to come out of retirement, and he's already up there in age. So with that, it is a tough scenario. And my at this point, guys, you know, the season is over. The season is over, and it's been a disappointing one. And at this point, I am just in shock, angered, frustrated, humiliated. No happiness whatsoever when it comes to this. It's all sadness. It's all different emotions, when it comes down to this loss and or this series, really. So, I think I speak for all Laker fans when it comes down to this emotion. So yeah, I mean, please give me your thoughts. I really appreciate all of you for joining me on this live stream. If you haven't yet, please go check out my previous videos that I uploaded. I just uploaded a couple of draft day of the NFL for my Denver Broncos. I gave my thoughts and opinions about, um, before going into the draft. I gave my predictions and who should the Broncos pursued. Go check out that video. And I also uploaded the selection of Bo Nix to the Denver Broncos with the number 12 overall pick. Um, Personally, I think that was not the best decision by the Broncos, but I can understand why they did it, because they don't want it to miss an opportunity to draft Bo Nix if he was going to get drafted somewhere in the first round. But at the end of the day, there was much better positions, better players that were better than Bo Nix. But at the same time, I just felt that it was just more of a Sean Payton move than a Broncos move. That's just coming from me. I know there's some Bronco fans out there that are happy about this selection, but at the same time, I mean, realistically, you should have gone for a much better player. I mean, the fact that Brock Bowers was in the selection after the Broncos, and they could have drafted him, but obviously the Raiders did. So he's sure going to have fun in Raiders Nation for sure. But um, missed opportunity there. But obviously there were some others like defensive players that were obviously looked over that I think the Broncos should have drafted. But Bo Nix, it's another, I guess you could say, experiment when it comes to the head coach. Sorry, the quarterback position. But you know, I'm going to see what he's all about. In the off season and during training camp, and will he compete for the starting role? I don't think so. I think he's going to have a year off to just learn from potentially from the head coach, and maybe in 2 years he will be the starter quarterback. But we just have to wait and see. I mean, just it is what it is. It's the selection that the Broncos wanted, or Peyton wanted. Sean Payton. But it is what it is. But yeah, that was just my 2 cents about my Denver Broncos. So other than that, guys, I mean, thank you all so much for joining me about with this Lakers humiliating loss against uh, the, uh, the Denver Nuggets, and in Game Three, it's surely leading to another elimination or a sweep, if that matter. Uh, in that matter, so when it comes to Saturday's matchup, so in Game Four in LA, so brace yourselves. And I'll see you all in the next live stream and the next video. Once again, thank you all so much for joining me on this live stream, and show me the love, support all over social media, and of course on this channel as well. Subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you all in the next live stream and the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Go Lakers. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there.